here we are again. My name is Camilla, and thank you so much for joining today. As usual, you can make yourself a cup of coffee, tea, whatever you prefer. Maybe like I have today, far away, a glass of water. Or as always, you also have the option of simply just plugging your earphones in and going for a bit of walk. The choice is yours. Today I will be talking about one of my favorite topics that comes back in a lot of my yoga classes, and it is choice, choosing. Some of you might have seen that I'm using every once in a while these so-called intention cards or inner compass cards. And I wanted to read the meaning or the whatever summary for choice. It goes like this. Choose. The time has come to make a choice. Opportunities can only manifest themselves if you make up your mind. As long as you keep on doubting, nothing or nobody will know which direction it should take. But if you know what you want, the whole universe will conspire to deliver just that. This is the moment to start experiencing the power of choosing. If you say yes, you will notice how it enables you to go for it completely. And if you say no, you simultaneously say yes to something else that you have now made room for. Pick the energies you allow in your life as consciously as possible. You are not what happens to you. You are what you choose to be. You decide. Only you can take the next step, and only you carry responsibility for the path you are on. You and you alone decide where your attention, time, and energy go. Take a moment to feel how this is for you. Do you make decisions that benefit you and make you grow? Or do you sometimes assume you are unworthy and keep yourself small? Know that it is possible to shift your thinking. You pick your thoughts. Then also be aware of that old truth. Everything that you give attention to grows. Whether negative or positive, love or fear, contraction or expansion, the choice is yours. The choice is yours. Choice, choosing. I think it's such a powerful tool, and we so often forget it. We forget the power that we have, and sometimes we come into if you listen to the episode on ahimsa, what they labeled, or what was labeled there as the powerlessness. That we feel powerless when we feel that we have no choice. And we forget so often how much choice we actually do have. We get to choose almost everything. We get to choose almost everything. Sometimes, as I said, we feel quite powerless. We feel that we have no choice. And I think that is a pity. Because we forget how many choices we do have. For instance, we always have a choice on the attitude that we decide or choose to have. In any situation, in any moment of the day, we can choose the attitude that we have towards whatever it is that we are doing. Even if we can't perhaps choose always what we're about to be doing, or we have decided to do a certain thing, we can always choose the attitude that we decide to have around that thing. And for me, it is, of course, a blessing. Sometimes a bit of a curse, of course, as well, as most things almost are. But just knowing and resting into that awareness that we have a choice. And how much power that gives us. That we can always choose the attitude that we decide to have when we are meeting another person, or the attitude we have when we spend time together with our loved ones, or the attitude that we have when we get out of bed in the morning, or the attitude we choose when we see the weather outside the door or the window. We always have a choice. We can choose to focus on the good, or we can choose to focus on the bad. The choice is ours. The choice is yours. And sometimes we can be overwhelmed that we have so many choices. But at the same time, it is such a cool thing that we do have that. We are truly, oh, here comes that bad and big word again. We are truly blessed to actually have the choices and the amount of choices that we do have. So, are you making good use of the choices that you have? Or the power to choose? Are you thinking about that as a power or a privilege? I mean, think about it. We can choose so many things. I know a few years ago, I've been telling or talking about this in class a couple of times over the years, but I know a couple of years ago, hubby used to get so angry with me because he was saying, oh, I just have to do this and then I'll be all yours for the rest of the evening, or I just have to do this and then we can go, or I just have to do this and then I can stop working. And I was so often saying, you know what, you don't have to. You don't have to do it now, you can do it tomorrow. You don't have to do it at all, you can just ignore it. You don't have to answer the email, you can actually delete it. Or you don't have to answer it now, you can answer it in a week from now. Sometimes we feel that we have to because we do not want to handle the consequences. For instance, he was often then saying like, well, I have to pay this bill because otherwise we're going to get a reminder and a penalty fee. I was like, yes, but you don't have to. You can choose not to pay it right now and deal with the consequences of getting a reminder or getting a penalty. But you don't have to. You can choose to. And that is often the thing, that we mentally have this thinking that we have to do something, and we feel powerless because we feel that we don't have any choice. And that's when I kind of like to instill on us that we do have a choice. And often we choose to show up on time, or we choose to answer the email, or we choose to pay the bill because we do not want to deal with the consequences of not doing it. But we can choose differently. I know, it's a bit of a thought-provoking thought that we have the choice and that we can make good use of that. So think about how you're using your words. Do you often say that you have to do this and that? Do you often feel powerless, that you do not have a choice? How about trying to reframe it? Think about it from a different perspective. You don't have to do anything, actually. You get to do this and that. You choose to do this or that. The choice is yours. Have fun!